Greetings, villains, vigilantes, heroes, and heroines. You're tuned in to Project SuperVillain. I'm your host, Arc Drifter, and today we're jumping into the top 10 games of September. These games are going to be so awesome. I can't wait to jump into this because there's actually so many amazing releases this month. And let's not waste any more time. Let's just do it. Number 10, Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. Coming out September 1st for the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and the Xbox Series S and X. Now, this is a bit of an exception on our list because technically this was released last month for the Switch and the PC. We somehow missed this one, so we're making an exception just for this game due to its incredible positive reception it's received since its initial release. It's also developed and published by Team Reptile. So this is a third-person skater platformer that is said to be the spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio, and it's made by a small development team. The plot consists of you trying to find your own head that's been decapitated off of you. So yeah, this game clearly doesn't take itself too seriously. The main gameplay loop is that of a Tony Hawk game, but imagine it like that, but being on like various drugs instead. It looks very fluid and fun. I think the focus is definitely on the gameplay itself in this game, which, you know, is always good. It's got GTA style wanted levels for you putting graffiti down and various other things. So you'll have police chasing after you. And I'm sad to report, apparently the combat and the bosses are a little forgettable, but the rest of the gameplay just holds up really well. So I guess, yeah, if you are into Jet Set Radio or you just like the look of this, definitely go check it out. Number 9, Rune Factory 3 Special. Coming out September 5th for the PC and the Nintendo Switch. It's developed by Neverland and published by Marvelous. So this game is a farming simulator RPG remaster. It was initially set for release in March, but it's finally releasing this month, it seems. It combines combat with a cozy farming simulator. It includes cooking and fishing mechanics, and you can romance the girls in this game as well, further immersing yourself into the experience. Sorry, if you're gay, I guess go fuck yourself. Anyway, you'll be fighting monsters, but the overall goal in the game is to unite monsters and humans. This game came out originally on the Nintendo DS, so it's definitely got a visual overhaul from that, but we've heard rumors of the original systems and mechanics being in place, and if that means the quality of life hasn't been updated, then that might not bode well for the game. In our opinions, remasters should include small quality of life changes on top of the graphical overhaul. But that being said, if you liked the Rune Factory 3 originally, definitely make sure you check this out on September 5th. Number 8, Fey Farm. Coming out September 8th for the PC and the Nintendo Switch, it's developed and published by Phoenix Labs. It's a farming simulator RPG. Looks like it's a good month for farming sims. It appears to be very innovative. Combat is optional if you manage to get some of the invisibility potions. That's a light spoiler for you there. Sorry, folks. But I just want people to know that because sometimes people don't really like combat in farming simulators, but this one has that as an option. So you use magic in the game as well. It's like when you're watering plants and stuff, you use rain clouds and stuff like that. So there seems to be an interesting mechanic behind the magic systems in this. I'm not too sure how in-depth it is, but it is a story-driven game as well, and it uses host-based multiplayer. So up to 3 friends can visit you in the world and help with your story, or you can opt to help out with one of your friends' campaign. Number 7, Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Coming out September 26th for the PC, the PS5, the Xbox Series S and X. It's developed and published by CD Projekt Red. So just so everybody knows, this is not a continuation of the story. You'll be playing as V, but it's basically taking place midway through the campaign. So the best way to experience it is probably to play the game from the start and then play it midway through, because it actually also allows you to unlock a new ending to the base game. Just so everybody knows, this stuff is only available to next gen. So this is what you get in the next gen update, but you don't get this stuff on the PS4 and the Xbox One. So if anybody was looking forward to that on those systems, I am sorry, you're going to need to upgrade. One thing you can take solace in is the fact that you get the 2.0 update aside from that, which includes the police and melee rework. Number 6, Witchfire. Coming out September 20th for the PC, PS4, and the Xbox One, developed and published by the Astronauts. It's a single-player first-person shooter swapping between gunplay and magical abilities. This game has looter-shooter inspiration, but it is said that the loot is just a tool, not a goal. You'll be fighting against various forms of witches, I guess, and it's a fully explorable world, but not as like a massive open world. It's just big enough not to feel boxed in, from what I understand from the trailers and from the developer commentary. That being said, this game does look very interesting. I like its aesthetics. Very curious to see if it does well when it comes out, and I'll be keeping my eye on this. Number 5, Eternites. Coming out September 21st for the PC, PS4, and the PS5, it's developed and published by Studio Sai. It's a single-player action RPG combined with a dating simulator, which is kind of a new thing for me. I didn't realize this kind of thing existed. This is kind of cool. Fighting in an apocalypse, you meet up with your friends and somehow gain magical abilities. Dating elements are robust, with many dialogue choices and options for partners. More of a button-mashy hack-and-slasher with perfect dodge mechanics included. You will have super abilities that you can use using quick-time events that seems to make the gameplay more varied, rather than just a hack and slash throughout. The game does feature puzzles as well. Aesthetically, it looks really cool. I do like the glowing arm. Apparently, the enemies don't attack your party members, as your glowing arm acts as a beacon and makes you like the sentinel for your party. So you don't have to worry about keeping your teammates' health up to date. The enemies only attack you, which I don't know. That seems kind of weird. Anyway, that seems like a cool game. So make sure you keep an eye on this one if you are a fan of JRPGs. Number 4. Payday 3, coming out September 21st for the PC, the PS5, the Xbox One, and the Xbox Series S and X. It's developed by Starbreeze Studios and published by Deep Silver. It's a first-person shooter multiplayer as it usually is, and the game presents more choice than before. Many small choices to be made throughout the heist. Planning and stealth is much more important, as is the communication with your team. It presents itself as more difficult than the previous entries. Minigames like cutting windows are done manually now with the mouse or the thumbstick. Essentially, this is going to be more of what you love. It looks like the guards and the stealth system is much more intelligent now, and you'll be having longer, more meaningful matches. It does of course feature the 4-player crossplay multiplayer, so no matter what system you're on, you should be able to play with your friends. I'm assuming this is going to be good because Payday 2 was just amazing and has held up for many years, and yeah, this game looks like it has lots of potential, so I hope it does well. Number 3, Lies of P, coming out September 16th for the PC, the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and the Xbox Series S and X. It's developed and published by NeoWiz. This is a third-person Souls-like RPG, and actually is a dark retelling of the fabled Pinocchio. You are already partially a real boy, though, in this one. You're partially a real boy, and you are really powerful in this, so the Dark Souls-style combat is probably one of the notable things for me. It features customization of the character and accessories, and you learn the stories and secrets of the world and the other characters. In this game, you'll be straddling the lines between honesty and dishonesty. It's a choice-based decision-making system, and if you tell the truth more, it makes you more human. I guess you will get different abilities based on that. So you will have multiple weapons to use as well, but your arm is an augmentable prosthetic arm that can be upgraded and modified. One thing to note too is weapon degradation is a thing as well, so that's kind of a big oof. I never really liked weapon degradation, but some people do. It's something you got to keep in mind in this game, and there's even going to be an upgrade tree for your character as well. So definitely a wild looking Souls-like RPG. Make sure you check it out if you're into that kind of stuff. It's coming out September 16th. Number 2, Mortal Kombat 1. Coming out September 19th for the PC, PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and surprisingly, the Nintendo Switch. It's developed by NetherRealm Studios and published by Warner Bros. Games. Look, I shouldn't be too surprised that it's coming out on the Switch. It usually does, but I'm surprised it's coming out right alongside it and also not on older gen. So that's a little surprising to me that they can pull it off for the Switch, but not for Xbox One and the PS4. Anyways, you're returning to the main storyline again, and this time you see Liu Kang as a god instead of Raiden, and the tables are turned, making this both a sequel and some sort of remake at the same time. Many characters we know and love return. So if you're not caught up with the main story of the previous games, well, you are a little behind, and I'm just going to give you a light spoiler warning here, but basically Liu Kang has got god powers now. In the previous game, you basically reset the timeline. Basically, you restart the game and now you are a god, and Raiden is basically the Liu Kang of this universe now. So it's a completely different thing, but still really cool. I'm gonna keep going now. Sorry. Kind of a lame thing is the cameo characters. Basically, they are an isolated portion of the cast that are just helper characters. They can support you in the fight, but you can't actually control them. Just seems like a weird way of limiting the roster to me. Personally, I don't really like it. I wish you could have every character available to be played as, and also as a side character to help you. That makes more sense to me. But anyways, special guest characters this time around include Omni-Man from Invincible and Homelander from The Boys, as well as DC's Peacemaker, aka John Cena, which is an amazing addition. Unsure if Anthony Starr and John Cena will be voicing the characters or not, but their faces are definitely being used. And many small changes to the regular plot will be taking place as well, so don't expect the same things to happen. Basically, you can consider this like whole new timeline, so lots of things are different. Like one thing I've noticed is being Tarkatan is a disease now, I've heard, and not a race. So like imagine your whole race being turned into a disease. That sounds so fucked up. Anyway, let's move on. It's time for the honorable mention. Harvest Moon, The Winds of Anthos. Coming out September 26th for the PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, and the Nintendo Switch. It's developed and published by Natsume Inc. We are looking at another farming simulator RPG. Surprisingly looks like a decent Harvest Moon game, which is first time since the original team moved on to make Story of Seasons. Visually looks rather pleasing, it's especially in comparison to the previous entries, and you can move your home base to different biomes apparently. The camera angle is notably centered on the character in a more of a horizontal view than a vertical one, which was a big downside to the previous games. And you can romance multiple people in this game as well. Number 1, Starfield. Coming out September 1st for the PC and the Xbox Series S and X. It's developed and published by Bethesda. It's a single-player first-person shooter with a massive campaign akin to Skyrim and Fallout, as is the Bethesda tradition. It has No Man's Sky vibes minus the multiplayer. It does feature a full character creation suite. I'm not sure if you can be an alien or not, but you do have the ability to customize your character to your preference. There's a new game plus mode included on launch with extra twists in quotations, supposedly. At least that's what the developers say. It features a giant open universe. It's very immersive and allows you to play how you want. You can do what you want when you want once you're past that tutorial. It does feature a Skyrim-style jail and police system, so you could get taken off the jail and have a whole subplot around that escape. Or you can choose to fight the guards and try to make an escape before all that even happens. It does feature robust upgrade trees, allowing multiple styles of play as you would expect, and you can join multiple factions in this game. It also features romance options as well. So there's lots to do in this game, very immersive. I imagine people will spend tons of hours in this game as well, as with the previous entries in Bethesda's line of work. I am excited to see if this game is actually good or not. I don't know if it's going to be able to compare to, your Legend of Zelda or your Baldur's Gate this year, but we'll see if it stands toe-to-toe with those or not on September 1st, which could very well be f***ing today, for all I know. This video is being recorded very late, but I had to get it out because this month was just so packed with so many great games. So thanks for sticking around so far if you have. Alright, that's it for the month of September. We've got so many amazing releases there. Let me know which one was your favorite down below in the comments. And go ahead and like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Feel free to check out some of our other content that we have. We did top 10s on other months as well. And we've also done a gaming and music award show that we do every year. Lots of really cool content. We also do streams on Twitch every Sunday right now. So if you want to check out streams, you can catch me usually there. But that being said, I'm going to be leaving the video here. And without further ado, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Project dismissed. Peach out.